Years ago, when we first began talking about thoughts, we said a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. And Esther and Jerry, we remember many conversations with them. They were sort of arguing with us because it felt to them as if a belief is something that is reality. I believe it because it's real, Abraham. I believe it because it's real. And we say, no, it's real because you believe it. It becomes reality because you believe it. Well, they argued, but I haven't really thought that much about that. And we say, you just got to know that you're born into belief systems, and many of them serve you well, and many of them don't serve you well. And to be a deliberate creator, you get to sort out the ones that serve you, and you get to sort out the ones that don't serve you. And it is our promise to you, we can make this complicated and we don't want to, or we can make it simple and we really want to. If you will wake up in the morning and reach for the best feeling thought that you can find and practice it just a little while, you will begin to notice that your point of attraction has changed to the point that you will begin to feel invincible, because you will barely begin to speak things that are pleasurable to you or desirable to you or wanted by you, and the universe will begin an orchestration of them coming to you. We want you to realize that it is natural for you to feel good. It is natural for you to be in alignment. It is natural for you to be blended with all that you've become. It is natural for you to have full resonance with who you are. And it is unnatural for you to be focused upon something chronically or even all day that holds you in a feeling of a knot in your stomach, because you're defying your energy. You're disallowing the full energy that is you. So, as we talk about these discs, and we encourage you to get on that high-flying disc, if when you awakened first thing in the morning, you acknowledge, ooh, I have a sort of clean slate because during the night my momentum stopped. So now I can choose a good feeling thought. If you choose something that is general, something that's not too detailed, something that feels really good, and you're able to maintain it for 17 seconds, and then another, and you actually manage to lie in bed until you've crossed the 68-second mark, now you have a chance to have different momentum going today. Your point of attraction, your spinning grid, so to speak. What comes to you, it is our promise to you, will be a vibrational match to how you feel. Now, you might not make it till breakfast before something causes you to fall off that disc. You might not make it till breakfast, but you can do it again tomorrow, and 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 you can do it again tomorrow. Until after a while, not that long, certainly within 30 days, you will have established a vibrational precedence, a vibrational habit. You know, a belief is just a habit of thought. So, if you think a thought, and you don't contradict it, and you allow the momentum to go, then the momentum will be such that this thought will gather enough momentum that then you will become a believer of it. So you get what we're talking about. We're talking about getting tuned in, tapped in, turned on, getting into that place where you're in such vibrational alignment with clarity and knowing and broader perspective that you access the leverage of the energy that creates worlds. And you begin to create as you've intended to create, not with your physical determination, not with struggle and stress, but by accessing this energy and pointing it toward the things that you are asking for through open pipes that you are practicing. We like the story of Esther just saying, universe, show me others who are flying high like I am. And within a couple of minutes, a man got out of his car and came to her window and reached in and shook her shoulder in appreciation of that which she is. How much better does it get than an instant manifestation, you see? I would like this, please. Here you go. I would like this, please. Here you go. And that's what's happening all day long. You're getting manifestations for wishful thinking. You're getting manifestations for joyful thinking. Manifestations for knowing thinking. You're getting manifestations of fearful thinking. You get what you think about. It's not tricky at all. You get what you think about. And if you want to know what you're thinking about, look at what you're getting. It's not the least bit tricky. It's so stable. That's the thing about law of attraction. Law of attraction is not tricky at all. Law of attraction gives you what you're offering vibrationally, unequivocally, all day long, every day. Been hearing us talk about Kate and Luke at the fair? Esther went to the Del Mar Fair with her family, her two little wonderful grandchildren, and Luke got off on the wrong foot right away. and everything went wrong for him. And Kate was just in her normal blissed out state, and everything went well for her. It was the most amazing thing to watch. Luke plays basketball all day long. He can hit a basket. He should be one of the Harlem Globetrotters. He can hit that basket from just about any angle. He can do layups. He can do free throws. Mm-hmm. He is so good at that. Yeah, so they're at the fair, and here is a basketball hoop set up that, unlike law of attraction, was trickery. It was set up so that it was really difficult to get it in. The angle of it and the way the backboard was banked and the angle of it took a law of attraction alignment in order for it to go in. And so Esther couldn't spend enough money for Luke to get one in. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. He just got more and more frustrated because he knows he's good at it, and no balls would go in. Kate said, "Can I try one?" Went right in. She got a great big pink Pegasus. And then off they went. Everything that Kate did, they had so many stuffed animals, they had to make a trip to the car. They couldn't carry them all. And Luke said, "It's like they don't want me to win. It's like they don't want me to win." And Esther, she so wanted to tell him about the laws of the universe, but she knew that that was not a good teaching moment. They had gone to the fair because the musical group Train was there, and they all really liked Train. And so they're sitting in the audience, and a manager from the Train group picked Kate from the audience and asked her if she wanted to go on stage with Train. Wow. It was such an interesting thing to see. And then the band finished, the crowd's on its feet, everyone was having a wonderful time. The show is over, the crowd wants more, the band comes back for another song, and the lead singer has 3 t-shirts that he lobs into the audience, and Kate gets one of them. It's like everything was going her way. And it was so interesting to watch because everything was going her way, nothing was going Luke's way. And Esther thought, "Oh, I've been Kate and I've been Luke." You all have. And Luke's been Kate and Kate's been Luke. In other words, these are not patterns for life. It's just what happened that day. It's just that was the vibrational point of attraction that was going on that day, that day, that day. So this is why we want to say to you, it's not tricky. It was not tricky for Esther to see. She knew exactly what was going on. It was so clear. Kate floated around that place. Luke dragged himself from place to place. Kate's face was bright and shiny. She smiled all day. Luke frowned and complained and couldn't find anything that pleased him. It was such an interesting day. And Esther thought, this has been the best day of my life. This has been the most clarifying day of my life experience, because she knows about momentum now more clearly than she's ever known it before. In other words, if you catch it early on and you get the momentum going, everyone who lived what you call the past is now present, and you have access to them in the now. Did you hear that? In other words, they wrote about something that they were living from the vantage point that they were living. So much that has been written that you are now studying was written by someone not on the high-flying disc, maybe really on a disc of despair. And as you read what they wrote when they were there, unless you're on the disc of despair, you cannot really relate to who they were or what they meant. But what if you're on your high-flying disc while you read it, and they are on their high-flying disc because they're dead? And now the insight that you get is really rich and wonderful in your life experience now, you see. Did you get all of that? Oh, so much contained in that. Everyone who reemerges into the non-physical releases resistance and becomes that high-flying vibration. And they are really interested in everything that they were about, but they are now approaching it from the vantage point of how they are now. In other words, they don't have to wake up in the morning and reach for the high-flying disc. They never get off the high-flying disc. But when you take the time to rendezvous there, oh, the insight that you'll have, the clarification that they'll bring to you, talk about reading between the lines. You'll know what they meant in a way that most cannot know. And you'll know what they now mean, and they can let you know what they learned from it and how they expanded from it. It's going to be fun to think about that for a while. Think about that. Let those non-physical co-creative partners help you understand that broader perspective, knowing who you are, knowing where you are, knowing who you really are vibrationally, knowing where you stand in relationship to it, knowing the path between where you are and where you want to be, just giving you whatever you're ready to hear to lead you in the direction. And we so want to emphasize that it's the expansion, it's the path that it's all about. It's not about getting there, it's about the path. Esther wrote down the other day in her notebook, I'm having fun on my way to this. I'm having fun on my way to this. Because when you decide that I'm flying high on my way to this, I'm flying high on my way to this, I'm flying high on my way to this, I'm feeling good on my way to this, I'm having clarity on my way to this, then there's no introducing of resistance to it. Not, I'm going slowly on my way to this, or I'm lost on my way to this, or I don't know what I'm doing on my way to this, or no one's helping me on my way to this, or where are the people that are supposed to be helping me on my way to this, or I'm not having fun on my way to this, or this sucks on my way to this. In other words, you get to decide what your attitude is on your way to, because while the manifestations are still future, the vibration of them is now. So if the future manifestation makes you feel the absence of it, and the absence of the future manifestation makes you feel lackful in your now you offer a vibration of lack, which gets in the way. It clogs the pipes. It opens pipes to what you don't want, while it disallows the pipes to what you do want. You getting the hang of this? So your point of power is right now, how you feel now. It's now. Now, at one point, Esther decided, well, maybe I could just explain a little bit of this to Luke right now. And at that moment, he tripped over a cable and skinned his knee. Not a good teaching moment. When you're flying high, that's when you want to acknowledge what's going on. As you hear this and get what we mean by it, it's going to set you free on so many things. When you say what you don't mean, the universe hears what you do mean. So that's like saying, if you feel deprived of a relationship and you're making strong statements of a relationship's coming and I'll know it when I see it, as sort of trying too hard thing, then every time you say a relationship is coming, you're just continuing the path of least resistance that you had going. That's why we want you to start fresh every day, get on that high-flying disc, and then. So there are a couple of things that we're encouraging you to do. Lay new pipes, which is think new thoughts, but do it from your high-flying disc. So really what we're saying to you is, if you're going to think about relationships, make sure you're on a high-flying disc before you do it. And if relationships have been a problem for you and you're on your high-flying disc, for a while it will be the reason that you're not on your high-flying disc. Because what will happen is, as you start thinking about what it is you want to think about from this habit of vibration, this momentum that you've already got going, you won't be able to maintain that good feeling and you will know it. Did that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Esther has begun saying to herself, because she hears this and she gets it. She wants to feel good at all costs, so to speak. If I have to not think about that, then I'm willing to not think about that to stay on my high-flying disc. How I feel is the thing that matters the most, which means some thoughts, she'll start down the path and she'll think, I've got 17 seconds. I've got 17 seconds to either commit to that or to make another decision. She said to a friend the other day, there's something I want to tell you and I have 17 seconds to do it in. So there are a combination of things that we're encouraging you to now do. Do your best to get on the high-flying disc. Do all of your affirming and laying of new pipes from that. And sort of chill out on the other subjects. Don't try so hard. Don't work so hard. Because what you're describing there is evidence